Thanks for joining us this afternoon, Coach. We really appreciate your time in a busy time, I know. What we're going to do, we'd like you to start with a brief opening statement, but then we'll go ahead and open it up to questions from the media. So if you'd like to start out, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, just incredibly excited, thankful, for the opportunity to be able to play back in the Sugar Bowl. So proud of our guys. Started the year with 9 first-time starters. First game back at Wake Forest, and it's been a lot of fun. Really proud of our guys, how much they've grown up, certainly improved, but just developing an identity and going through some struggles along the way, and just getting better. It's been a fun year and fulfilling year. There's nothing better for a coach to watch your guys just get better from the beginning to the end. Watch leaders develop, watch freshmen really get their feet wet and learn how to play the game at a high level, and just coming together, just the chemistry and those types of things are developed throughout the course of the season, and overcoming a lot of adversity. Everybody in college football, what a crazy year it's been, and but just thankful, for our players, their families, the sacrifices that have been made. Certainly for our fans and our administration, our coaching staff, and our families, and just got a great perspective, on the opportunity, that we have, and again, just thankful more than anything else, for our players and all of their hard work, and their investment, in Clemson and trying to make this a special, historic year.
Our first question is from Gene Sapikoff at the Charleston Post and Courier.
Hey, Brent, hope you had a great Christmas. You just talked about your leaders, and I want to ask you something about particularly your senior guys. How important have the parents of those guys been that you've had in developing that sort of character and leadership, and in particularly Niles Pinckney's mom and dad and their impact on the program?
Yeah, I mean, without their support, players, they're going to get support from the people in this building, certainly. And we also got to be the same ones that, demand more and to demand their best every day. Without the support of the families, or not everybody has the same support system. So wherever that resource is coming from, sometimes it's the coach, sometimes it's somebody in the hometown, sometimes it's an aunt and uncle. Certainly for Niles, it's his family, and they live just down the road, having moved from Well Branch to right down the road here in Pendleton. It's been a great, source of support for, again, not only him, but also nourishing the things that we're all about as a program, as a football family. So their leadership, there's no question we wouldn't be here without those leaders, Niles included. Seeing him grow up, even as a fifth-year guy, to see him grow up has been really satisfying, and thankful for again him just sticking in there, because there's been a lot of things that have happened with Niles, injury-wise in particular, and then playing behind a bunch of other great players, and but he's always been a guy that's always been ready when given his opportunity. A couple of years ago in the national championship, he's in there making a critical tackle, a critical stop on a fake field goal in the national championship. And so just very, very proud of him. And again, just thankful for, again, like you said, the support system from our players, parents, second to none. We're incredibly fortunate.
Go to Rob Oler from the Columbus Dispatch. Rob, are you with us? We'll go to Bill Landis from The Athletic.
Hey, Brent, how is Justin Fields a different kind of player from the guy that you all played against last year?
I don't see a whole lot different. He's a terrific player, can do it all, can, run, can throw with precision, run with strength, and play with great poise. He's a great leader, very natural, got an incredible skill set, great presence in the pocket. And, he's, without question, their leader, on offense. So everything goes through him. He's a great game manager as well. And, but, poised and experienced and, just incredibly, incredibly talented. I see more similarities than differences.
We'll go to Paul Meyerberg from USA Today.
Hey, Brent, could you describe for me, if you can, the impact and legacy you think Trevor Lawrence is leaving and will leave behind when he does end his career at Clemson?
Yeah, the great quarterbacks are defined by, how they win, and nobody's done it better. What I love about Trevor, he's a fierce competitor, really hard on himself, always demands more from himself, but he's got this steadiness that the great ones have. And he's got a unique quality. He makes everyone around him better. He's the first to shoulder the blame. He's willing to be in the back of the line as a leader and serve, and just has tremendous humility and has since the day he's gotten here. So again, he comes from, talking about parents, just wonderful people, and just he's been a joy to be around. And but legacy, we've been fortunate to have some great ones here, and nobody's done it better, than Trevor. And again, just done it in a very first-class way.
We'll now go to Trevor Groves from cutigers.com.
Hey, Coach. Chris Olave is obviously a great receiver. Missed the Big Ten championship game. How much of a difference maker will he be, and how difficult is he to prepare for?
Yeah, he's a great player. He can take the top off the defense, very savvy, really understands ball, and can make all the competitive plays. He's got speed, length, size, toughness, savviness. This will be the best, group of receivers that we've played against, this year. So we'll be challenged for sure, but Chris is a terrific player.
I'll go to Scott Rabelais from the New Orleans Advocate.
Brett, obviously, Dabo's comments about Ohio State and where he ranked them has got a lot of attention. How much? Maybe some people have taken it one way or another. How much is that just Coach Swinney and his frankness? You've probably gotten used to over the years.
Yeah, he's going to speak from his heart, and he's going to stand on his beliefs, and he's certainly not going to be politically correct. And I'll be honest, certainly I'm paying attention, but it doesn't really affect us at all. This is just another great opportunity. And so whether or not he upset the apple cart or whatnot, Ohio State's going to be excited to play just because it's a great opportunity. You get in the playoffs. That's what it's all about, is making the most of your opportunity. And certainly this year, everybody's worked hard. Everybody's had a lot of struggle. Everybody has made a lot of sacrifice, whether or not you're able to play games or not, when you started or not. There's been anxiety for everybody. There's been unsuredness, a lack of security, a lot of unknown, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, and certainly again, the commitment to a team is hard and demanding on everybody. So to say who's had more or less is certainly not for me to judge, but I know it's been tough on everybody. Matter of fact, I remember maybe it was the day that the Big Ten announced they weren't playing, and Kevin Wilson and I, who we coached together at Oklahoma, and our families are close, but we're on the phone just trying to see what each other's heard and what's going on, and just how disheartening it was for us as coaches to think, man, they're really going to cancel this college football season. So to fast forward what seems like 3 years later, been one of those kind of years for everybody. How could you not just be so, again, appreciative and thankful for, everybody that's had, a hand in, getting to this point. So, you don't need any extra motivation. You playing these games, man. Are you kidding me? It doesn't matter who you're playing. It's what you're playing for, and that's what, our focus has been on here.
Next up is Bill Rabinowitz from the Columbus Dispatch.
Yeah, Brent, this is a little bit of a follow-up on that. Dabo's reputation has been kind of this aw shucks guy, and could you just kind of speak to the evolution that you've seen in him, how comfortable he is in his skin now?
I think he's always been comfortable in his skin since I've known him. He's the same exact guy. He's the guy I thought that he was when I saw him from afar. He's just very genuine, real, authentic, raw, emotional, speaks from the heart, true to himself, true to his values. And people, when you're in the spotlight, people are gonna, they can manipulate it any way they want. And, he's not ever trying to claim to be a perfect person or an opinion that's that everybody's going to agree with. But when you're in the spotlight and people put a mic in front of you, you can again choose to be somebody that you're not, or just again be true to yourself. So, I know he's a fierce leader, somebody that is an incredible man, husband, father, Christian leader, coach. Know he cares deeply for his players and his program and the former players and every one of the members of our families. And he loves this sport. And, he loves the sport, what it stands for, how it's changed lives, the generational change that you gain through your experience as both a player and a coach. And, he's somebody that has benefited greatly from, coaches and the opportunity to play this game. And he's impacted and changed for the better so many lives. And so there's nobody on this earth that I have more respect for. I know who he is and what he stands for. And I know how he's made me a better husband and a father and a Christian and a coach. And just very, very thankful, for him. And that doesn't mean that we got to agree with everything. He doesn't expect that, with everything that he thinks, but we certainly are there to support him in every way. He's as real as it gets.
And one final question from Dennis Dodd from CBS Sports.
Hey, Brent, congratulations again. There's a reason that teams don't run the wishbone anymore, don't run the veer. Is there ever going to be a magic bullet defensively for what's going on offensively with the spread, do you think?
Oh, man, I don't know. It seems like come down to our staff room and you hear all of our complaints. Woe's me. It's hard. It's harder than it's ever been, to coach defense. And but I love it. It's a challenge, and I don't know. It's tough, but again, hey man, you try to do the best you can, and try to help your players. And a lot of the rules, again, they get to decide when they snap the ball. They get to decide when if things don't work, they get a punt. On defense, you got to stay on the field, and you got to stop people. That's the name of the game. So. I love it. I love the challenge of it. There's been different things, in the 28 years that I've coached, there's been a variety of things that have changed. And like you mentioned, you went from the option to the spread and all the different intricacies. There's still more that's the same than not. And the fundamentals of the game don't change. The physicality of the game don't change. The precision, the timing of things, a boxer's punch, the great ones, that's always been the same, their ability to time it up and, the strategy that goes behind it. Certainly there's some of that, but there are a lot of option principles in a lot of what you see just from a different presentation. So, we kind of attack it with, everybody's against us kind of a mindset. And so it's a lot of fun. I'll be very honest, but it is more challenging now than ever. And because a lot of the rules, there's some gray area, and I just use, the RPOs, for example. The NFL, you don't watch an NFL game and watch there be any gray area whatsoever. If that lineman's down the field, he's down the field. If the mark is 3 yards, if they're beyond 3, then just, call it then when it happens at 3. And I think people that have actually been out there that have expressed concern about some of the rules and just pushing the envelope, so to speak, is because of their experience and some things I'm talking about. Whatever those rules are, is harder than ever for officiating crews to manage the game now more than ever too. And but anyway, I'm not complaining. You just asked the question. I love what I do. I love the challenge of being a defensive coach. But things that stay the same, your fundamentals, technique, physicality, mindset, that hadn't changed.
Thank you very much for your time,
Thank you.
Coach, and good luck in the rest of your preparation.